Hey guys, Stitching May here. Just gonna do a vacation haul video. I didn't stick to my budget this month at all. We're in my Stitch from Stash budget, but that was okay. We get one exempt month, and this is my exempt month. I did have a budget, kind of my own budget that I went with, and I went over that budget, about $20 over that budget, but that's okay. I was more upset than my husband was. He was like, I don't care, why do Of course, obviously, I'm not going to spend a ton of money when I go on vacation, but he says you're not near these shops often, so it's okay. But anyway, so I will just jump in. I only went to 2 of the stores. There are 3 up there. The third one I've heard is kind of going away from cross stitch and has more like needle tatting and crochet and that kind of thing. Her store, I think, is called the Needlecraft Cottage. Don't hold me to that. She's in Wears Valley. I didn't even visit that store because once I had gone to the Cross Threads and then to Dixie Darling, I had gone over my budget, so there was no point in me going to a third store. But I did most of my shopping probably at Dixie Darling. I liked both stores. Cross Threads was a beautiful store, and the people are super, super nice, and it's a very open, very bright store. To me, it didn't seem as established yet as Dixie Darling. They didn't have as many threads and things like that as Dixie Darling did. They had tons of patterns. So if you want to look at patterns, they've got awesome patterns. The lady there, for those of you that have mentioned that you're going to the retreat, she has said that if you call and order things in advance, they'll have them there for you at the retreat. She also apparently does shipping from the store to home, and I don't know how true this is, but the mother said she did free shipping. I don't to quote that, and it turned out being something different. But the owner's mother was who was running the store when I was there, and she said that the woman or the lady, the owner, does free shipping. So you may want to check into that. I'm sure it's just to the ones here in the States or that are close by. But again, that's the Crossed Threads Needlework store in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Dixie Darling also does shipping from store to home, and you can call them and get any size fabric you need. They will cut it to order. They don't sell custom fabric in the store, but they can order it and cut it for you, that kind of thing. And they will ship it they calculate your shipping. It's not like 1, 2, 3 Stitch where they just do it based on the amount you buy. It's truly calculated by weight. So with all that out of the way, I'll jump into what I purchased. The first store, I got this Big Creek, the Seasons. I think it's the Seasons. Yes, the Seasons. I don't know if it's got a pattern number on it, but it's definitely called the Seasons by Big Creek. And this one was one that was completely enabled by a model in her store. It was sitting out on the table, kind of waiting to be framed. And the mother pointed it out to me because I told her that Big Creek was one of my favorite designers, and I fell in love with it. It's got the snowman and a little crow in the rain, a little blackbird in the rain, and then the summer it's got the sun on sunflowers, and of course the fall has these little pumpkins. And I don't know when I'll get this done, but I eventually will, and I liked it because it's got all 4 seasons, so it's good for all 4 seasons. And then I got this small Mill Hill kit, which was completely enabled by YouTube. I think Lucy Slater did this. It's the I Love Stitching ornament, love stitching ornament. It's Mill Hill kit MH16-3104. It's got beads, it's got metallics, and it's stitched on paper, and I cannot wait to stitch this. That way it can go on my tree this year, because we have a very eclectic tree. Different color lights. I think I've mentioned that before in passing. But there that is. Okay, then on to Dixie Darling, where I did most of my damage. I'll start out with something that I've been watching for a very, very, very long time on 1, 2, 3 Stitch, and I've put it in the cart and taken it out, and put it in the cart and taken it out, and put it in the cart and taken it out. But it is by Little House Needleworks, and it's the Needleworker pattern. And it's not Home of the Needleworker, which I do like, and I will probably eventually do, but this is just plain Needleworker. And I love this because I need to do the stitchy spot tag as well, and you guys will see that my stitchy area, I'll do that tomorrow when it's daylight. My stitchy area is actually painted in a burgundy color like this. It's called Rum Raisin actually. But so this burgundies in this to me will just look so good in my cross stitch area. Now this pattern is not sold without the hand dyed threads that come with it. So on 1 2 3 Stitch, this was $23 plus how much ever shipping would be. I got it for $26 at the store. Didn't have to wait for it, didn't have to pay shipping, plus it went to a local needlework store instead of a big box store. My issue is this, has always been with this, is that it comes with the threads. And it comes with classic Colorworks threads, which are not color fast. And as many of you know, I have to wash my fabric. So that's been one of the issues that I didn't get it. Or reasons, the only reason really that I didn't get it. But I finally went ahead, and you can't buy just the pattern. You have to use the non-color fast. Well, you don't have to use them, but if you buy them, you might as well use them. You know, the non-color fast threads. So I finally wrestled with it and I got it. I talked to the lady, and I'm going to try to wash these in cool water first until they run clear, and hopefully that will keep them from running later. And I'm going to be very careful with this product and try not to get it dirty, and I'm not going to grit it. So, but that makes me nervous because there is so much blank space. So I'm not going to be able to grit it. But anyway, I digress. Here are the colors that it comes with. This one is called, again, these are classic Colorworks. This one's called Caterpillar. It's kind of a brownish, it's a brown variegated. See, and that's why I don't want to run it to meters. I don't want to mess up the variegations if they run. But it's got a light brown, almost like a 898 to a 3371. That's scary that I know those colors. But I used those recently on my Happy Campers though. But it's got this, I don't know if you can see the lighter brown color on that side. That one's called Caterpillar. And then it's got Polywog. See, all of you that use these hand-dyed threads have rubbed off on me. I now have hand-dyed threads. This is Polywog, and to be honest, I can't see the variations in this one. This one just looks like a very light brown. But I'm sure there's some variation in it because it is a hand-dyed thread. And then there is Roasted Chestnut. And this is kind of a pumpkin burnt orange color and a little bit of a light brown color in it. I don't know if you'll be able to see the two different colors there, but and then it's got Pebble Beach. Pardon me. Ragweed kills me and my allergies are horrible, and we spent a lot of time outside on vacation, and I think I may have the beginning of a sinus infection. Wonderful information. I know you wanted to know that. But that's Pebble Beach, and it's kind of a sandy, light sandy. Oh, it's Pebble Beach. I haven't described it to you. It's already named. It's a very beachy, sandy, dirty sand color. And then there is Red Currant, which I think is beautiful. And this has got some pretty obvious variations in it. I'll turn it this way so you can see them. It's got this kind of lighter red here and darker red there. Really, really pretty color. This is called Red Currant. Currant like currant and jelly, not like, currant a bit. I'm from the south and they sound the same. This is Khaki Mocha. And it's a very slight variation. Very creamy color. And in the store, they had this stitched on a fabric called Dolphin, which is kind of a dark greenish, grayish blue color. They only had one piece of that, and I don't think it was big enough for the fabric. I don't remember, but I didn't choose that color, and I didn't choose the brown that they stitched either. I'll show you what I chose. And this one is called Roasted Chestnut. Now, is that two of the, oh wait, there are two roasted chestnuts. And this one actually kind of shows the variation a little better in it. So, there you go. Okay, so that was that, and that was $26, but you get the pattern and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins of hand-dyed cotton, so that's not too bad when you think of it together. And the fabric that I chose to do it on is 32 count Belfast Pearl Gray linen, and it calls for 30 count, so mine's going to be just a tad bit smaller, but not much smaller. And actually the only size, this pattern is one of those weird patterns that is a lot longer than it is tall. So, and the only piece of fabric they had that would cover the length was a 22 by 24 piece count or size of fabric. So actually I'll have enough of this fabric to do it twice if I wanted to. I don't know that I will. But I already know who I'm going to pass the pattern on forward to once I'm done, and I may pass the extra fabric along to them as well. But this is the color of fabric I chose, just a gray color, about the color of my shirt. I'm going to hold these up to where you can kind of get a floss toss, because I think these colors just popped so much on this. And I'm not a big white person, and I've stitched so much on beige and creams. But to me, those colors just kind of popped on that gray. They stood out so well. So that's the color that I chose to do that on. And that's probably going to be my next start. Oh, see, I'm so bad. I only have 3, but still, I don't have any new starts yet. I almost started this on vacation, and then I keep trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to try to wash the fabric or wash the colors or not. Have any of you guys ever rinsed your hand dyes before using them? Does it mess up the variations? Or I've never used hand dyed that wasn't colored fast. However, I did pick up some more hand dyes, because once you get the bug, it sticks. But I do actually have a project in mind. I don't mind hand dyes. My issue is that I don't buy floss or fabric, and I'll buy patterns without knowing what I'm going to start doing. But when it comes to floss and fabric, I want to know what I'm going to use it for. I don't know why, except for DMC, I'll buy all their basic colors, but specialty, I want to know what I'm going to use it for. So for a while, I've had Zuka by Alessandra Adelaide in my need to start pile, and that's why I kind of cringed when I said I'm going to start this one. It's going to be a gift for my stepmother. Hope she's not watching. She collects pumpkins, and not necessarily like the Halloween pumpkins, just like the harvest pumpkins. So I'm going to stitch that for her, because I stitched the lodge thing for my dad last year, and then I stitched the camper thing for my in-laws this year. So next year I'm going to stitch a gift for my stepmother, and it's going to be Zuka. And I've looked and looked and looked for a fabric or for a thread that I wanted to use, and I found this while I was there. And this is by the Watercolors by Karen Collections, and it says that it is, although our dyes are color fast, be sure to test reds and dark colors, which this isn't a dark color. It's called Marigold. And I'd looked at this before, oddly enough, they had it in a floss, like a true 6-stranded floss. But the lady only had one skein. I think I have it. I think I ended up getting it, actually. I'll have to look and see. I may have already gotten it in the floss. Oops. But anyway, I went ahead and got it in this. And this is actually the 3-ply Pima cotton. It's 10 yards, 9 meters. And it is a thicker as you can see, I love these colors. It just reminds me of harvest and a pumpkin. And now they had a few skeins of this that came out a little greener. The lot came out a little greener than this did, but I liked it without the green, so I got these three that these are all in the same dye lot actually, and they didn't have as much of the green color in them. They had more of the browns and the oranges. So when you see this, you may find a lot that's got more green in it, but this one doesn't, because I did have some that had more green in the store. It was big. Again, it's called Marigold. 052 is the color number. But I love this. And I was looking at this, I was like, well, I can't stitch with this. But then I found out that on the inside, it's got for needlepoint and for cross stitch. And it says, in general, use one ply on your fabric. 11 to 20 count fabrics can all be used effectively. Sometimes when working over 2 threads, 2 plies are more suitable. So, and it's got tied quilts for big stitch quilting. So, I only have to use the one ply, and they do actually separate. It's kind of braided, and you separate them, she said, just like you separate the DMC strand. So, and then it's got about how to do it for needlepoint as well. So I only have to use one ply. I think it's going to come out really pretty. I'm hoping it comes out pretty, but I'll probably do it on the 18 count fabric. So. And then while I was there, I went ahead and picked up some metallics for my Save the Stitches. I found the metallic I'm going to use. Oddly enough, I found out that this is also the metallic that I'm waiting for on Emerald Dragonfly. I think I called it Dragon the whole last video, but it's called Peacock. It's number 85. It's Krennic number 4 braid, but I love the black and the silver and the turquoise in it. But I got 2 spools of that for Save the Stitches. I looked for fabric there, but they didn't have a piece big enough. I'm gonna have to special order that fabric. Guys, it's getting harder and harder for me to commit to that project. I so want to do it, but it's gonna be so big, and I just don't know what I'm gonna do with it once it's done. And I'm so afraid I'm not gonna like it, but I keep buying the stuff for it. So as far as I know, I'm gonna do it, but kind of have to push myself through it. I'm getting nervous about it. But I got 2 spools of that. I'm supposed to have one coming still from Crazy Annie. So I'm having a total of 3 skeins, which is fine. I didn't have too much than not enough. So I'm sure that one spool or whatever will do for Emerald Dragonfly. So, and then I did go ahead and get my Whisper thread from Rainbow Gallery, and it's very fuzzy, and this is the one I was kind of about. It's number W76. It's the one I got though. I'm gonna try it. Some of you guys said it was easy, some of you said it was hard, but I guess it adds detail. I think it's gonna add to the legs of the dragonfly, so I don't want to take away that detail. But that's it. I'll let you know how that goes when I work on my Mirabilia. And then, like I said, she sent 2 of everything but the treasure, so I picked up that other treasure that I needed, which is 13011. I don't know if you can see it. I don't want to open it because I don't want to lose one. Can you see that? Okay, and I'm still going. This is by Waxing Moon Designs. It was in their clearance area. Oh, apparently she had purchased a store that had gone out of business in a completely another city. I don't know the name of that store, and I believe the owner passed away, so I don't want to name the wrong store and somebody panic if they know the person. So I'm not going to name the store, but it was another store that was in Tennessee that had closed, and they had been friends. So the family sold Cindy, the owner of Dixie Darling, all of the merchandise. There we go. I don't want to say stash, but that's all I can think. So some of the stuff was on sale because she had, you know, multiples of it already. But this is a Waxing Moon design that's called Primitive Stocking, number SP32. And I just thought this was super cute. It says Merry Christmas, and it's got a little red and white stocking, and I don't even know what I will do with it. I don't know if it'll be an ornament or what, but I just thought it was cute. It says Merry Christmas, and it was on clearance, so I got it. Again, I'll buy patterns that I don't know that I'll ever do, but I won't buy floss that I won't use, so I don't know why. And then I picked up an extra piece of that white and silver Ada. And it's a 15 by 19 piece. And I want to show you the label. I'll just show you the label. That's the label. It doesn't say who it's by or anything like that. It just says white and silver. They also had gold and white, but I'm more of a silver person than I'm a white person. Or a gold person, that's the backwards. I don't know why, I even like my jewelry, I like white gold. Okay, and then today I did a bit of a haul. I went by the Goodwill here in our hometown. And like always, I picked up a few things. Oh wait, I have to show you this first. Another part of my haul, which is not at all CrossFit related, but I got a new Tervis. I'm not big on like thermoses and stuff. Like, I've always wanted a Camelback with a bite valve, but I've never purchased it because they're so expensive and I end up losing things. But this is the second Tervis I've owned. I own one now that's a Fiesta ware. I was at work in a gift shop and I picked it up for work and I got it. But they had a Tervis outlet on the island in Pigeon Forge. So if you like Tervises and you're in Pigeon Forge, they have an outlet on, it's called the Island, which is next to that big wheel. But I got this one because I love turquoise and I love daisies. It was perfect. These cups, I cannot sing the praises about these cups enough. Completely unrelated and completely paid for this and not at all a spokesperson for Tervis. But I actually dropped my old Tervis, my Fiesta ware Tervis, and did not realize it, but these cups have lifetime warranties. And I contacted them and told them that condensation was building up in the middle and I didn't know what to do, and they told me to ship it back to them. What had happened was, whenever I dropped it, and I didn't drop it from that far, like I dropped it on the counter, somehow there was a little bitty crack in here somewhere. I finally, the lady I spoke with asked me to look for any cracks and that kind of stuff, and I told her I had found a crack, and I told her I had dropped it. And told her there was a small crack in it, and that's where the condensation was getting in, because these are double walled. And I sent it to them, I paid shipping to them, they replaced it, put the original little middle layer back in there and sent it back to me. They shipped it back to me free of charge. Now the tops are not lifetime warranty, but the cups themselves are. And they will try their best to send it back with their original insert, and if not, they will try to send, they try to keep you doing the same cup you have, unless I don't make it anymore. These things, let me tell you, my husband had one which was a Georgia Bulldogs, which he got a new one too, which is a guitar now. But we have put ice in these and gone like shopping or whatever, and left them in the car in Georgia in the heat, come back 2-3 hours later and they're still icing them. They are super, super, super insulated. They're for hot or cold. They keep your coffee hot. That's almost a complaint of mine because I like my coffee kind of cold. But if you don't have a Tervis, definitely check into them. Completely side note, but that was my other haul. So anyway, we came back home from vacation, and then today we were out and about, and I stopped by the Goodwill store, which is like a weakness of mine now. I stop like every week to see what they have, and I found this little kit. It's actually a card kit. It is Stitch and Send. I don't even know if they make these. It's called T Rose. I have no clue, but it's a little card with the cross stitch kit in it, and the card itself is probably worth 99 cents, plus I got the kit and the fabric and stuff and the floss, so I picked that up. And then I went by my Tuesday mornings and I got a new pair of snips. I'm just gonna take them out of the packet. He's got a brown tail. But these are true titanium herbal crafts, I don't know, but they're the little snips, and they've even got little protector sheaths over them. But the ones that I have now, I'm not 100% sold on, but these just look like they're going to be, I mean, really easy to use. So I'm going to try these out and see how they are. That's really everything this month so far. I've definitely gone over the $25. I think I'm about total, right about $110 this month. Give or take some. That's including tax though, but that's really everything. We had an awesome time on vacation. We left on Monday and came back on Saturday, which was our anniversary. Saturday the 4th was our anniversary. And, oh, I got these for my anniversary from my husband. My first pair of diamond earrings ever. Love them. But anyway, diamond's my birthstone. I've never had birthstone earrings because, well, I was, younger and my parents weren't going to get me diamond earrings, as a child. So, it's my first pair of birthstone earrings. But anyway, we got there Monday. We spent a lot of time relaxing in the room and swimming in the pool and just, I think we went to the aquarium. We went out to eat. We ate at my in-laws' camper one night. We went out to eat with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. Oddly enough, my mother-in-law and father-in-law were up there the first of the week, and then my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and their 2 kids were there towards the end of the week. So we got to spend time with both, with a lot of our in-laws. My son had a blast playing with his cousins. We went. So we went to the aquarium, we went out to the camper to eat with them one night, all of them one night. We went out to eat with just my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and their kids, and to the arcade another night. And then we did the island and the big wheel. And then that was really it. The other 2 nights we kind of stayed in and relaxed. Then went to the pool. We woke up late, went to bed early. And just had a very relaxing, much better trip than we did last year. I don't know if you remember, our trip last year was a disaster. But this trip was, I didn't want to come home. I mean, I did obviously want to come home, but I really was very relaxed and truly, truly enjoyed our trip. We stayed at the resort at Governor's Crossing. If you have a family, completely recommend that place. It's a condo. It's not a true hotel. They've got different size condos, from 1-room studios to, I think, 3-bedroom with a kitchen and dining room condos. Very, very limited housekeeping, but they tell you that in the brochure. That's probably the biggest complaint they have, because for some reason they get thrown into with hotels is their housekeeping. But all they do is they bring you new towels and they take out your trash on a daily basis. Anything else you have to specifically ask for. And they don't change out, they don't bring you your soaps every day, they don't bring you coffee every day. You go to the grocery store, you bring your own food, you've got a full kitchen, including an oven. I mean, it was very neat for us because we had all the amenities like the pool and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, if you like the kind of condo-esque, experience where you're left alone and you just take care of yourself, it's fine. It's a great place to stay. If you like the whole 5-star room service thing, then I wouldn't recommend it, but I don't prefer that kind of thing. So, very polite staff. They do not have true lifeguards at the pool. They have their own, they have what are called pool attendants that make sure people follow the rules, but it's not a true lifeguard. So if you go, make sure that you won't keep an eye on your own kids while you're there. Apparently they had an injury earlier this year. But I mean, we were very pleased with the place and we will definitely go back. Again, I loved the shops that I went to, the 2 cross-stitch stores I went to. Completely recommend those. And if you're in Pigeon Forge, you've got to do the big wheel if you can stand the 250-foot wheel. It's all glass enclosed. It's air-conditioned little carts, I guess, as well, rooms, whatever. Completely recommend it. We did it before during the daytime, and then we did it at night as well. And it was an awesome. I think I liked the night better. I think my husband liked night better. Now, you can't see as much of the mountains there, but we live in a town that we're surrounded by mountains anyway, so we kind of take the mountains for granted anyway. So, but that's really that, and thanks for watching.